पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
कृष्णाय नमः। श्री गोपी जनवल्लभाय नमः। श्रीमदाचार्य चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। गुसाई जी परम दयालवे नमः। श्री गुरवे नमः। चिंता संतान हंतारो यत्पादाम्बुजरेणवः स्वीयानां तान्निजाचार्यान् प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। यदनुग्रहतो जन्तुः सर्वदुःखातिको भवेत् तमहं सर्वदा वन्दे श्रीमद्वल्लभनन्दनम्। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमामि हृदये शेषे लीलाक्षीराब्धिशायिनं लक्ष्मीसहस्रलीलाभिः सेव्यमानं कलानिधिं। चतुर्भिश्च त्रिभिस्तथा षड्भिर्विराजते योऽसौ पंचदा हृदये मम। प्रभुर्नन्दकुमारो मे स्वामिनी वृषभानुजा कृतार्थोऽहं न संशयः। नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णायाद्भूतकर्मणे रूपनाम विभेदेन जगत्क्रीडति यो यतः। बुद्धिप्रेरक कृष्णस्य पादपद्मं प्रसीदतु ध्यानासमर्थ जीवानामस्माकं सर्वदा सताः। वेदाः श्रीकृष्णवाक्यानि व्याससूत्राणि दैवहि समाधिभाषा व्यासस्य प्रमाणं तच्चतुष्टयम्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मंत्र तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनंदनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भुक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत्। Srimad Bhagavad Gita will be our focus for the day. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has its own importance. Once Sri Mahaprabhu ji was in Jagannath ji. Jagannath Puri is where in Orissa, where Lord Jagannath ji resides along with Balram ji and Subhadra ji. While they are residing in Orissa, there was a debate that took place and there were 4 questions that were there. The first question was, which is the biggest Shastra? The second one was, who is the biggest Deva? Which is the biggest mantra? The third one. And the fourth one was, what is the biggest duty? Sri Mahaprabhu ji, everyone was debating over there. Sri Mahaprabhu ji said, why don't we ask Sri Jagannath ji about our query? So a paper, a pen was put in front of Sri Jagannath ji. And the doors were shut. After certain times, the doors were opened. And then everyone could read this verse. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Mantra Api Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani Karmapyekam Tasya Devasya Seva. Wherein it is said, the first question, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. It refers to the Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna has recited his own verses. That's the biggest Shastra. The second one is Eko Devo, Devaki Putra Eva. The topmost God is Devaki Putra itself. That's Bhagavan Shri Krishna once again. Third one as we consider, which is the biggest mantra, that same Devta's names, now may it be through Vishnu Sahasranam, Purushottam Sahasranam, Govinda Damodar Stotra, Madhurashtakam, whichever form, the name of that Lord is the biggest mantra, and Karmapyekam is Tasya Devasya Seva. Serving that God is the biggest duty of an individual human being. In today's session, we'll try and see if we can solve all our life-related problems. But why Gita? And hence one more verse comes into existence. Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopala nandanaha partho vatsaha sudhir bhokta dugdham gita amrutam mahat. Sarvopanishadaha refers to all the Upanishads. Gavaha refers to all the cows. Gopal Nandanaha refers to the son of Gop, the son of Nandan, Nanda, Gopala, who loves cows, someone who takes care of cows. Dogdha refers to the milker. Partha refers to the Arjun. Vatsa is refers to as the child. The cow has a child which is Vatsa, which is nothing but the calf. Bhokta refers to the drinkers. Sudhi refers to the wine, the wise ones, not the wine. Bhahat refers to great. Gita Amrutam refers to Gita. And Dugdham refers to the milk. This is the word by word meaning of the entire verse. Now let's try and understand. All the Upanishads are like the cow. Gopala, the son of Nanda, is the milker. Arjun is the calf, who's going to seek or who's going to drink that particular milk. And he's considered to be a wise one. And since he's the wise one, he's getting the nectar of Gita. The milk is the knowledge of Gita. And the Gita itself is considered to be an Amrut. Hence, the knowledge within Gita, which is great, is considered to be the nectar. And that has been, all the Upanishads are like the cows. The milker is Krishna, the son of Nandanandan. Nanda, rather. Partha is like the calf who's drinking amongst the wise one. And the nectar of Gita is the milk. Now there are 108 Upanishads. There's a count difference as well. However, Isha, Kena, Katha, Manduk, Mandukya, Taittariya, Aitariya, Shvetashvaraha, Chandogya, Bruhadaranyak are the famous ones. Some people say 10 are famous, some people say 14 are famous. Considering all of these, all these Upanishads stand in one segment, and at the other side, all these Upanishads, philosophy is available in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And since it is available in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is also considered to be an Upanishad because if you go and see, it's Arjun who is sitting near the Lord and is requesting the Lord. And hence it is said, Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogaha Yogo Nama Prathamodhyayaha Over here as well, Upanishad. It's an Upanishad at the end of the day. Now, how will this Upanishad help us in our life? This Upanishad can help us in dealing with various life-related problems. A lot of people have anger concerns. We as humans will always face anger because we have expectations. If we study Kamakhya Dosha Nirupanam of Sri Hari Rai Ji of Vallabh Sampradaya, we'll understand how Krodh comes into existence. Any incompletion of Kam leads to Krodha. And in Vallabh Sampradaya, it is said, Krodhena Jnana Nashosti. Because of anger, your knowledge gets depleted. Having said that, let's try and understand from various segments of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, how can we deal with our own emotions? One of the most famous verses that a lot of people are aware about is Dukheshvanu Dvigna Manaha, Dukheshvanu Dvigna Manaha, Sukheshu Vigata Spruha, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, Sthitadhir Muniruchyate. Dukheshu. It refers to people who are in the threefold of miseries. What are the threefold of miseries? The first misery is everything materialistic. The second form of misery is spiritual. And the third form of misery is the divine. We all are stuck in all these three formats of miseries. Anudvigna manaha means without being agitated in mind. Sukheshu refers to in happiness. Vigata spruhaha means without being interested. Vitta refers to free from. Raga refers to attachment. Bhaya refers to fear. Krodha refers to anger. Sthitadhi refers to whose mind is steady. Muni refers to a sage. And Uchyate refers to a called or is called. This is the word by word meaning of this entire verse. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, and or the person is not even elated when there is happiness. The person who is free from attachment, fear, and anger is called a sage of steady mind. Now over here, the word over here is referred as Muni. Muni is someone who is doing manan. Muni is someone who is doing manan. Manan in context of someone who keeps on thinking within, observing within. I don't think manan has a really close translation in English. Meditation is not manan. Observation is dhyana. On one side there is chintan, on one side there is manan. Chintan refers to thinking. Manan refers to thinking with your mind. Now, a lot of people feel that thoughts can only come from buddhi. It's not so. It comes from the mana as well. Your desires can come from mana. Your goals can come from a mana. Your mana has the capacity of going anywhere. Now, Muni, it's difficult to find a Muni in such an age. I remember one of the famous Jain stories. I think it was Mahavir Swami who was walking by, and I think there was a snake that bit him, and there was milk coming out of his body. There have been various situations where a lot of people with so many emotions go to a guru, and all these emotions get channelized over the period of time. At the energy, it's just mismanagement of energy. Now, for us, the first thing is someone who is free from attachment. There are two forms of being free from attachment. One, people who are extremely egomaniacs, self-centered, narcissist, and nothing will happen to them even if something wrong happens to other people. They lack compassion, they lack empathy, and they can only think about themselves. The second format of people are the ones who like to bring the change. They are open to thoughts. They are detached from people, and yet they have compassion. Now, in order to be detached, the first thing that one needs to work upon is expectations. It is said in the Sanskrit Sahitya as well. Sometimes the mother is raising the child. At that time, she doesn't have an attachment or an expectation. But after a point of time, the mother also develops a sense of expectation that I raised this child should take care of me in the future. Having such a kind of expectation, whether it's right or wrong, I think it's debatable in nature, and hence I'm not the best person to comment on it. However, let's try and deal with a situation where the child is not compassionate enough towards his own mother and doesn't take care of his own mother in the later stage of life. What then? And what about the situation where the mother has too much expectations and the child is not being able to fulfill it? The role of attachment over here is troublesome. Loads and loads of people get affected psychologically, which is absolutely valid because they have emotions, because they have attachment. But just look at Shri Krishna for once. The entire Yadava Sthali is happening. All the Yadavas are getting killed. But I don't think Bhagavan Shri Krishna is pretty much affected because of that. Having information that someone who has taken birth is always going to die and actually implementing it. The first one is philosophy and the second one is Atma Sadhana. It's applying on your own self. It's not that easy to do. And since it's not that easy to do, one needs to think of this factor. one needs to practice detachment. Out of the 6 qualities of Lord, the 6th quality is Vairagya. If there is increase in knowledge, if there is increase in spirituality, detachment is something that can be achieved. So one who is free from raga, I'd like to quote Param Pujya Adaraniya Shri Krishna Shankar Shastri ji over here. We all are aware about his contribution towards Hindu Sanatan Dharma, Maryada Marg and Pushti Marg at the same time. One entire temple of Srimad Bhagavatam was created and at a very young age, Shastri ji's son passed away. Imagine your old child passing away in front of your own eyes. Yet after that, Shastri ji took responsibility of his grandson and took care of him in the best possible manner. And even if he would be missing him, we'll never see the sense of attachment over there. And such people are Munis. Such people are Rishi Munis in the truest format. I may not have seen Kardam Rishi, I may not have seen Kashyap Rishi, but I've definitely seen Shri Krishna Shankar Shastri ji. So my benchmarks of Rishi Munis are like that. I'm sure Kardam Rishi ji and all of them are way beyond him. No doubt about it. That's why they are in the Puranas. But in modern life, if we want to consider anyone as our idol, such people are our idol. Who have faced enough atrocities and yet they have surpassed those atrocities and have done something invaluable for mankind. You cannot name a price tag to it. Right from thoughts to teaching to tutoring, everything. The second one is Bhaya. As an animal and as a human, Bhaya is an extremely common state of mind. But it's only when we go in the segment of Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi, chapter 9 Bhagavad Gita, is when we realize that it's only when Abhay comes, we can deal with a lot of situations in life. How do you overcome your fears when you face them? We fear losing people. It's only when we lose people when we realize that we have lived our fear. And we realize that we are a similar set of human beings again. Some people will play the blame game on you. You left me. Some other people will play a blame game on you. It was your decision to go away. Even if you stood by your own decision, and if you're thinking what will happen of me, there are far more people in the world who require your compassion in comparison to you. The recent cyclone that hit, some cars have been destroyed, some houses have been destroyed, some people have died because of the cyclone, some people got drowned. Another cyclone is coming India's way. Now, having said that, think about it. Until when will we live in fear? We have a fear of people losing away. Some people have already lost those people. I remember some of my close people in Bharuch, pretty learned people, humble family, devotional family. Father, mother, child, all three of them got corona. Initially, mother passed away. Then the son passed away. The father was not even informed because the father was 95 years old. The son was about 70 years old. Mother passed away, son passed away. People didn't inform the father. And eventually the father also passed away. What are you fearing? You don't even know which moment of yours is next. There was this one situation where Yudhishthir was approached by some Brahmins and Yudhishthir said, please come tomorrow, I'll take care of your situation. All of a sudden, Bhimsen comes and he starts playing musical instruments. And then Yudhishthir is asking Bhimsen, what are you doing? And Bhimsen is saying, Bhimsen told Yudhishthir, I am happy, I'm elated that my brother has achieved victory over death and he knows that he's not going to die today. And that's why I'm celebrating. Yudhishthir realized his mistake and did whatever he was supposed to do yesterday. Tomorrow, he did it right there and there itself. Do you know which moment of yours is next? I don't know. Whether while speaking as well, Lord will take me away. Because that's exactly what happened with my grandfather. That's exactly the kind of death he wanted. He was in his Bhagavad Sapta. I think it was the day 4 or day 5. Morning, he woke up. He's like, please take me to the washroom. I took him to the washroom. He never came back. I never realized I had the major loss, major fear of losing people, and I faced it when he passed away. It made me paranoid for about 3-4 years, maybe 5 years. But took me 5 years to understand that I was so attached to him. I had so much raga. I had so much bhaya. It changed me as a person completely. It didn't let me be me. There was this unmeasurable sense of feeling so lost because that was the first death that I saw in my family. Post which, equally important people have passed away. And that's exactly what will happen in your life as well. I'm not asking you to be a cold person and not face death of anyone, of your loved ones and near ones. But I'm saying, until when will you be attached towards them? You won't realize it's you who is going first or going before in comparison to them. You never know which moment is last. And what's the point of living in that fear if you can't live completely? And that's exactly what fear is all about. Some people have fear of position, some people have fear of power, some people have fear of intimacy, some people have fear of loneliness, some people have fear of trust, some people have fear of... Some people are so fragile that if someone will tell them the truth, they won't be able to handle it either. We have our own fears and monsters that we need to take care of. And that's why we need to move out of this situation and move ahead in life. A similar situation comes in the chapter 2, verse number 62, where dhyato vishayan punsah sangasteshu pajayate. संगात संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते. Since we are dealing with anger issues as in for now, dhyayate refers to while contemplating. Vishayan refers to sense objects. Pumsaha refers to a person. Sangaha refers to attachment. Teshu, in the sense objects. Upajayate refers to develops. Sangat means from attachment. Sanjayate again refers to develops. Sanjayate word has been repeated over here. Kamaha refers to desire. Kamat refers to from desire. Krodha refers to anger. Abhijayate refers to manifestation. While contemplating the objects of senses, a person develops attachment from them, and from such attachment, lust develops, kama develops, and from such kama, your anger arises. That's exactly what I had mentioned in the previous segment of Kamakhya Dosha Nirupanam of Sri Hari Rai Ji as well. We are now understanding how anger is leading us to various other issues. While concentrating on the object of senses, a person develops attachment to the sense object. From there, desire is born, and from those desire, anger arises. It's when you want something that is not happening is the time when anger arises. We need to work on our attachment. We need to work on our anger. We need to work on our desires. It could be anything. It could be desire for having an iPhone as well. Everything in desire doesn't just mean body. Desire refers to anything. It could be an experience in life. It could be a trip. It could be a relation. It could be an object. It could be a feeling. It could be anything. Krodhat bhavati sammohah sammohat smruti vibramah smruti bhranshad buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger takes place illusion. From illusion, memories bewilderment takes place. From bewilderment of memory, loss of intelligence takes place. And from loss of intelligence, one falls down. It doesn't stop at anger. It's a cycle which makes us play the what if analysis. Analysis of paralysis is what recently I heard from some of my close people. Because you start thinking unrealistically after you are angry. And that's why whatever decisions you are making in anger are actually not lateral by mind. And since they are not lateral by mind, sammohat, since there is an illusion, there is avivek, you start playing around your own memory. Because in the situation of anger, your frequency and vibrations are not so calm. you start hampering your own memory, that you can't recollect things in the right way, or maybe you don't recollect the things that you want to, or there's alteration of memory as well, because you tend to change the due course of conversation in the direction that you want to. A sense of conversation was something A, but you start talking something B because your memory is bewildered. And since your memory is bewildered, eventually your intelligence starts bewildered. You start losing your intelligence. That means you can't take any decision with your own buddhi. You are either dependent on someone else, or you are in a habit of continuously taking wrong decisions. All of these things put together definitely start affecting a human being. Because once you lose your own intellect, that's the time where your decline starts. Similarly, in chapter 5, verse number 26, a similar topic has been produced over there as well. Kama Krodha Vimuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Chapter 5, 26. From desires and anger of those who are liberated, of the saintly persons who have full control over their mind, assured in the near future, Brahma Nirvanam, that is liberation in the Supreme, is there, of those who are self-realized. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya. Srimad Bhagavatam is also mentioned here in one of the commentaries. Those who are free from anger, from materialistic desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavor for perfection. Your perfection doesn't refer to making something perfect. Perfection is in context of excellence, in upgrading your own self, in doing something better, in doing something good. Are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. Now the problem over here is, it's asking you to be anger free. It's asking you to be desire free. It's asking you to be attachment free. It's asking you to be away from materialistic desires. We need to first learn how to do it. On one side, there is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. That means the duty, the money or the wealth, the desires, and the liberation. See, being a sannyasi, it's easy for someone to say to be a yogi. But being a gruhasthi, someone who is a gruhastha, someone who has a family, needs a lot of patience, a lot of practice, a lot of penance, a lot of peaceful mind, a lot of pious knowledge, and a lot of purity of thought and being. For sannyasis, since they have already taken sannyasa, for them it's easy to propound. But for people who are living in the world, it's difficult for them to manage such things, and hence they require complete surrender. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. Or even sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam or aham tva sarva papebhyo. You need to completely surrender. There are multiple theories applicable in multiple situations. We need to understand which one is the most apt for this given situation. And that cannot happen with the limited amount of knowledge or self-awareness that we carry for our own self. That needs to change. And as I had quoted earlier as well, Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yogo Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yagnascha Swadhyayah Tap Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamakrodha Tyaga Shantir Paishunam Daya Bhuteshva Loluptvam Mardavam Rir Chapalam Tejah Kshamadruti Shaucham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. 16 Bhagavad Gita chapter 16 verse 1, 2 and 3. Fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom for covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, purity, and freedom from envy and passion for honor. These transcendental qualities belong to the godly men endowed with divine nature. And this is how we can deal with anger. A lot of times we become angry because of our own confusions. And since we are confused, we need that much intellectual capacity to solve those confusions at the same time. And in order to develop those individual capacities, having a mentor or a guru is extremely crucial. While we find the right kind of guru, at least if we take the ashray to the right kind of scriptures, and if guru is there around us, guru can guide us and make our life even better. Karpanya dosho pahat svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yaksheya sannishchitam bruhitanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Of miserliness by the weakness, being afflicted. Svabhavaha refers to characteristics. Pruchhami refers to I am asking. Tvam refers to you. Dharma refers to religion. Sammuda refers to bewildered. Chetaha refers to in heart. Yat refers to what. Shreya refers to all good. Syat, maybe. Nishchitam, confidently. Bruhi, tat, tell me. Me means me. Shishyeha, I am your Shishya. Sadhi, just instruct. Mam, me. Prapannam, to whom I have completely surrendered. Now my natural qualities are being besieged by weakness. I'm confused about my duty. Have lost all my composure because of my misery, because of my weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. When we are confused, we tend to look out for solutions. When we are confused, we get a similar set of observation in other verses as well. When we refer to Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, verse number 2, where we're talking about Vyami Shreneva Vakyena Buddhim Mohayasiva me Tadekam Vadanishchitya Yena Shreyo nuyam. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which one is the best possible for me. There are conflicting conclusions. There is dvandva in myself. And similarly, in the 18th chapter, 61 verse as well, Ishvara sarva bhutanam Rudesher Junatishtati Brahmayan sarva bhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Within the hearts of living identities resides the Supreme Lord. O Arjun, by the potency of illusionary energy, orchestrates the movements of all living identities like figurines on a carousel. Such situation as well always gives us confusion. Now, if we refer to Shuddhadvait Brahmavad, the philosophy of Sri Mahaprabhuji, Maya is just a mere energy of the divine. And since it's an energy of the divine, it has the capabilities, or it has been blessed with capacities to create confusion and illusion in people's mind. A lot of people feel Maya created this world. Apparently, Maya is letting you get confused, is letting you feel lost. Maya is doing its job because it has been instructed to do that kind of a job. Now, for people who have confusion, either you talk to your own self and resolve that confusion, or you go to one of your elders and solve that confusion, or you go to someone who's a spiritual master, who's your guru, who's your acharya, who's your kul purohit, whichever of these three identities you have. If you don't find any one of them, if there is an abhav of a guru as well, all you have to do is Krishnam Mande Jagadguru. Consider Lord Shri Krishna as your guru and surrender to him. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam bhaja. Why do we get confused? What makes us feel confused? It's the essence of our own qualities that we lack. Our own nature, which is only filled with materialistic activities, which bothers about our existence. It is the mere source of our perplexity. In every step, we have dual thoughts. And one needs to go and approach a spiritual master who can give you a proper guidance of living a better life. And that's the reason why in Srimad Bhagavatam as well, at the beginning, it says, Tvaya khalu puranani, setihasani chanagha, akhyatyannya pidhitani dharmashastrani anyuta, yani veda vidam shreshto bhagavan badarayana, anye cha munaya suta paravar vido viduhu, vethatvam saumya tat sarvam tattvatas tadanugrahat, ruhyusnigdasya shishyasya guruvo guhyam apyuta, tatra tatranjasa yushman bhavata yadvinishchitam, punsam ekantannah shreyas tanna sangshitum marhasi, प्रायण अल्पायुषः सभ्य कलावस्मिन् युगे हे जनाः मंदाः सुमन्दमतयो मंदभाग्यायुपद्रुताः ब्रूहि भूरि भूरि कर्माणि श्रोतव्यानि विभागशः अतः साधोत्र यत्सारं समुद्रतं मनीषः ब्रूहीनः सद्दानानां येनात्मासु प्रसीदति सूत जानासि भद्रं ते भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः देवक्यां वसुदेवस्य जातो यस्य चिकीर्षया तन्न शुश्रूषमाणानामरस्य अंगानुवर्णितुं यस्यावतारो भूतानां क्षेमाय च भवाय च आपन्नः संस्कृतिं घोरां यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् ततः सद्यो विमुच्येति यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयं यत्पाद संशया सूतमुनयः प्रशमायनाः सत्यमुनन्त्युपस्पृष्टा स्वर्धुन्या कोनु सेवया को वा भगवतस्तस्य पुण्यश्लोकेद्य कर्मणः शुद्धि कामो न शृणुयाद्यशः कलिमलापहम् Tasya karmanyudharani parigitani suribhihi. All these verses are in the introductory phase of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1, canto 1, skand 1, adhyay 1, subchapter 1, where Jivnu, Shreshu, and Shrenu Sadhanshu are the famous. Something that is materialistic and that needs to be achieved is considered to be prayer, whereas something that is immaterialistic and that needs to be achieved, and that is called Shreya. All the Rishi Munis under the tutelage and the leadership, Shishyas under the tutelage of Shaunak, and other Rishi Munis in the leadership of Shaunak Rishi is actually extolling Suta Maharshi. And they have all these questions which is about the spiritual well-being. And when they have such questions, they have surrendered. They have requested Suta Maharshi to actually guide them. It's only when we surrender to a spiritual master, all our confusions are going to get away from us. A lot of people, when they have confusion, they get depressed. Or if things are not going their way, they feel depressed. And whenever such sense of depression steps in, we need to work towards it and figure out how can we make something out of it. Whenever we feel depressed, any form of encouraging works seems nice. But it's only Bhagavan Shri Krishna who could actually encourage Arjuna to fight against the adharma. And hence he says, Klaibyam masma gamah partha naitat tvayupa padyate kshudram hrudayador balyam. I'm sorry. Over here, Tyaktvotishtha param tapa. Don't make your heart a place of weakness. O Parth, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this disregarding importance. It's unmanliness of you. This is not worthy of you. It does not let you be you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise. Wake up. Your duty is to perform. Your duty is to do. Your duty is not to think of the results. Your job is to finish what you have started. Your job is to take up something that you are in charge of. Your job is to take care of the responsibility that you have been assigned with. Your job is to perform your duty. Your job is to do without thinking. If materialistic brands like Nike can endorse that thoughts, what's a big deal? What is so astonishing when Lord comes and says the same thing? Similar set of activity takes place in the 14th verse. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama paino nitya astausti tikshva bharata. Tikshasva bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and the disappearance in the due course are like appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from the sense of perception. O scion of Bharat, one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. It's like sampattir vipattischa. Udaye savita rakta raktas shastamane. The sun is red in the morning and the sun is red in the evening. Similarly, but the sun is sun at the end of the day. We feel it's red. Even if there is happiness or even if there is sadness. It's just because of Maya that you need to get liberated from. You need to liberate yourself from the clutches of Maya. Even if there are climatic inconveniences, Kshatriyas never stop fighting. Have you ever seen Indian army stopping to fight? Even if it is Siachen, Indian army is over there. It's fighting, it's safeguarding us, it's performing its duty towards the motherland. And that's exactly what is being communicated to Lord, by the Lord. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kim ghatayati hantikam. O Partha, how can a person who knows the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? When you know the soul is not getting killed by anyone, how can a person like you who knows such things behave in this particular way? Happens in Adhyay 2 and verse 21. A lot of people may not like what I'm saying right now, but nevertheless, it needs to be spoken. If someone is going to come and hamper your country or hamper your family, will you sit and fold your hands and wait for atrocities to go away, or actually pick up and sacrifice yourself so that a bigger thing is achieved over the period of life? In order to save your dharma, you can go till whatever extent you want to, but only towards people who have done something against you. Over here, Gandhari was not being killed. Over here, Dhritarashtra was not being killed. Over here, other relatives were not being killed. Over here, people who were in the war, they were being killed. Now, a lot of people may feel, what was the fault of soldiers? Now, let me tell you a different insight. Whenever Lord comes down, what was the fault of tell me one thing, na? What was the fault of soldiers in Ravana's army as well? They fought. Kshatriya's duty is to fight. Kshatriya's duty is to safeguard the country. Kshatriya's duty is to safeguard the king, the kingdom, the motherland. Kshatriya's duty is to fight. The only difference is the side between dharma and adharma. We may feel really sad. We may feel really mad. We may feel extremely lost. We may feel not like doing anything. But until when will we keep our hands folded, stay silent, and not take charge of the situation? We deserve a small break. We deserve a small vacation. We deserve some time to reflect on our own thoughts. We may deserve some time to go away from the battlefield. But the point is to return back and fight, and not to merely quit. Though we may make a decision of fighting our own battles, we need to be smart and selective enough which battles we want to fight. But the point is, we need to fight. Whenever our minds are depressed, whenever we don't feel in the right way, we should refer to all these sayings which have been propounded by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, which are questioning what kind of an act you are showcasing to the world, Arjun. Person who has so much knowledge should not be behaving something like this. Come on, rise up. Similar situation has also been seen. Uttishta Jagruta Varan Prapya Nibodhata. And a lot of these starts by forgiveness. We need to forgive a lot of people around us. People who didn't stand by us. People who weren't there for us. People who made certain choices which affected us. Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvam अहमीश मीड्यम पितेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियायार हसिदेव सोढुम. Chapter 11, verse 44. Over here, तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम प्रसादये त्वाम. Let's focus on this particular verse. Tasmat refers to therefore. Pranamya refers to offering obeisances. Pranidhaya refers to laying down. Kayam refers to body. Prasadaye refers to begging mercy. तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम प्रसादये त्वाम अहम ईशम ईड्यम पिता इव पुत्रस्य सखा इव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियायाः अर्हसि देव सोढुम. Like father with a son, like a friend with a friend, a lover with the dearmost, you, my Lord, tolerate. You are the Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful pranams and ask your mercy as a father who tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend, impertinence of another friend, a husband with the familiarity of his wife, and the reverse. Please tolerate the wrongs that I have done to you. Kshama virasya bhushanam. We need to ask for forgiveness and at the same time perform forgiveness at the same time. If someone is asking for forgiveness, give it. Have empathy towards them. They might have done wrong. They might have done extremely wrong to you, causing medical loss, mental loss, spiritual loss, self-confidence based loss. They would have been in a situation, or maybe one of your karma would have bit you back. It's our job to let it go and let it go and let it go. We need to practice forgiveness because Kshama is Veerta's Bhushan. It's the biggest ornament that someone who is a Veer can actually wear. Having said that, we've today touched upon the various aspects of Bhagavad Gita. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. Shubham Bhavatu. Krishna Arpanamastu.
Om Shanti Shanti.